Hi everyone, Kobe Drexman here from DevCycle. I'm head of product and co-founder, and really excited to be part of Developer Week with Macrometa. DevCycle, for everyone who doesn't know, is a feature management platform built from the ground up to be edge first and low latency. So we're about to show you a presentation by one of our engineers, Rohit, really going through kind of one of our most core features, edge flags, and how we built it from the ground up with low latency in mind, using Macrometa to be able to bring decisioning data for our feature flags right to the edge to be able to really open up some really interesting use cases that may not have been possible before, where because you don't have data for decisions at the edge. So really excited to be again part of Developer Week, and yeah, hope everyone enjoys Rohit's presentation.
So a bit about EdgeDB and Edge flags. Edge flags are powered by EdgeDB, which is a low latency data storage system that we built. This is super quick, and all your data is globally replicated at the edge. What this lets you do is just pass in your data once and get the same experiences across just everywhere, across all your users' devices, no matter where they access it from. So you don't have to set up any expensive data pipelines to sync your data across multiple platforms, all your applications, or multiple microservices. An example of this would be you can just set your user data once on the server, and then they'll get the same experiences across mobile, tablet, or desktop. For purposes I'm going to go through a demo of a beer company. So Beer Co. Inc. is a beer company that's found that their customers over 40 are more likely to convert with an in-person experience. They want to come in and maybe sample a few beers, get input from an expert, while customers under 40 would rather just have the beer show up to their door. But Beer Co. Inc. has a super small engineering team, and they still want to be able to deliver a personalized experience and just change their landing page based on who their customer is. So let's take a quick look at their landing page. It's a pretty basic page. Right now, it just lets you offer delivery and lets you just click and place an order. Let's take a quick look at what they can do for DevCycle. So this is the DevCycle dashboard. We've set up a quick feature called interaction preferences, and this contains a variable called landing page experience. This can have 3 different values or variations. It can either have in-person, delivery, or nice try. If we go to the production environment, we've set up a targeting rule. So based on the user's age, they'll be served a different variation. So if they're over 40, they'll be served the in-person variation. If they're under 40 but over 19, they'll be served delivery. And then if they're under 19, they'll be served this nice try variation. So the age is an example of a custom property, which which is powered by EdgeDB. But you can also just use a variety of different user data, things like user ID, email, country, or just create one of your own. So that's really all you need to do to get up and running and get your targeting rules set up. Let's take a quick look at their code. So their website is just a simple React app. All you need to do to get set up is initialize the DevCycle React SDK. So what to do here, it comes with a DevCycle provider, takes in a simple config. So you take in a client key, which is just an API key that you can grab from our dashboard, as well as some user information. Important thing to note here is we're only passing in the user data. Our client doesn't have the user's age available to them. So EdgeDB here is what powers that targeting decision, because that data is stored at the edge and it's not available to the clients. And then you just need to tell the SDK to enable EdgeDB to make that happen. If we go to the main page, you can see that they're using this use variable hook from the SDK and reading in that value of that landing page experience variable we've set up. Using this hook, you also give it a default value of delivery, and that's just in case like the user goes offline or there's some issue connecting to the DevCycle server, just so that they're still served a fallback value. So you can see that based on the value of that variable, we're changing a few things on the website. We're changing the image, the heading, the paragraph, the button text, based on whether it's like in person or delivery. So what we saw here was the delivery experience. Now let's just see how easy it is to change that to the in-person experience. So I'm going to use Postman to send a request to our EdgeDB API to basically simulate like somebody updating this data on the server. So if I send this request out, it uses that same APIs, IPAs, user ID that we have. If we send that out, the request goes out. And now if we refresh our page, we'll see an updated user experience. Now remember, like this client has no idea what the user's age actually is. This is actually just stored in the cloud. So this updates like the call to action to ask them to like find a cicerone who's kind of like a sommelier for beer and maybe like book an experience instead of actually like ordering something to their house. And then lastly, like this is also powerful because we have a third variation. So if they're actually underage, you can just block them from your site completely. So if we update that, you get that. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for coming.